Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It is me, Lasty here. Welcome today to a brand new episode of the FC24 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 281, something like that. Hope you're all doing well. Today, what I've got for you is a club tour of the Road to Glory, because what you forget is sometimes we end up packing players, never using them, all of that sort of stuff. So it's about time we actually had a little look around and see exactly what I've got. Let me get you into the first team well, we'll just go from there. If you do enjoy today, please do me a small favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe as well if you're new, and follow me on all my socials. The links are down below. I'm not sure if this is going to be a shorter video, a longer video. It just depends on how much I waffle, really. But let's try and just get through these fairly quickly, shall we? What we have here is a Premier League team, and by that I mean Championship side Ipswich Town. My absolute love. We got promoted to the Prem this year. I just had to mention it again. But yeah, this is what I've managed to muster up through Evos throughout the year. I definitely didn't focus on it as much as I thought I should have and could have. And who knows if there's going to be any upgrades in the future. But in terms of the best players I've got like this Jack Taylor in midfield who's been pretty good. He could fit into another Evo, incisive pass plus, but 100k, I didn't really have the coins to spare. Amari Hutchinson got an inform, our only inform of the year. Let's hope we sign this guy, right? Please, just get the checkbook out and buy him from Chelsea. I evoed him. He's got 5-star skills and a couple of cool play styles, so I was always happy with that. Leif Davis, of course, did get a team of the season. I've got both his blue and this red one, so I was buzzing to get that one week in my Rivals Rewards. What a player. Future England left back for sure in my eyes. Captain Sam Morsey's 90 rated, but he's kind of slow. 2-star skills as well, not the most usable card. This was the first time I got a player that was unbelievably usable. Chain Evoing Connor Chaplin from 71 rated up to 86 rated with 4-star, 5-star, and 96 pace, 91 shooting, 95 dribbling. That was before Tots, I think. He's crazy good. So yeah, I haven't used him for a little while, but he was scoring goals for me in my main team. And then the best player I've got is probably Nathan Broadhead, because he could fit into that crazy Evo that came out that was free. I went and bought one off the market for 5k. Got a 5-star, 98 pace, 92 shooting, 94 dribbling Broady, which is unreal, quite frankly. So yeah, that's the Ipswich team. Let's move on to the next one. Next up for you then, I have a Bundesliga squad, which can get a slight upgrade instantly, actually, via the Rivals reward pick that I got in yesterday's episode. We got ourselves Kobel, didn't we? So we now do have a full special team here, and it is a little bit all over the place. I mean, you're not likely to go into a game with Kasunu at this point, are you? But I do have a couple of very good centre-backs. Upamecano's great. Is this Evo'd? Was he 93 and I made him 94? Maybe? I can't remember. No, actually, I think he was 94 and I could have made him 95. Anton was always very good as well. Used this card an awful lot this year, 377 games on Alphonso Davies. Musiala, probably one of the cooler ones we've packed, but I barely used him. I did Evo a Goretzka to 96 shooting, but I never found myself using that card either. Afterwards, it's just an Evo for the club. Bino Gittins might be the star player, in all honesty. What a boy. He helped me get through my England Weekend League. And then, of course, Jadon Sancho is also very good. We got him in red. And Sesko, from the latest promo, looking absolutely fire, to be fair. To be honest, he is actually a really good card. The likes of Xavi Simons on the bench. I didn't manage to pack Tots Grimaldo yet. Maybe some point over the summer we'll get him, or another special version of him, depending on what EA decide to do. And I haven't done the Xavi Simons SBC, because I do have this Tots one, although I think the SBC one is a major upgrade, actually, isn't it? Let's go to my England team. You're all aware of this, aren't you? This is what we, of course, used in the Weekend League. You're very familiar with this one. I think this is my best lineup right here. Potentially with Sterling up front over Ivan Toney. But what a squad. What a team that is. It literally got me Enzo Fernandez. Speaking of which, I would not have wanted to go into the Argentine objective this weekend. Excuse me, for my friends. I would have been very, very, very open at the back with my Libertadores centre-back, gold centre-back, Inform Romero, and then a Libertadores keeper. I'm guessing hopefully by now this card has maybe had a bit of an upgrade if I don't know the result of Argentina's first game. I'm recording before it, as you know. So maybe this is a 95 Paredes, and we've got some movement on either Garnacho or Enzo. I did Evo my McAllister by +3. He was 92, weren't he? So I've nearly got the Copa America McAllister, but not quite as good stats. Di Maria was one of my reds from the weekend league last week, and then Tevez and an Evo'd Alvarez. But of course, there's a much better version of him now. So we've done ITFC. First team will come to towards the end. Serie A, let's go through the top 5 leagues as well now. So this is Italian league. Not going to lie, this is actually really quite usable, really quite good. I did the SBC for Szczesny. Obviously, there's a better Bastoni, but I evoed this showdown version, and he was actually really good for a bit. Never used Bremer, actually. So maybe just a case of putting Alexandro in there, to be honest. Or Bissek. Bissek was so good for me. We obviously have that one of the latest unlocks for me, and a red DeMarco, which I hardly ever use, but can actually play centre-back. That's kind of mad. He's 5'9", though. It's probably not going to work. One of the strongest midfields in the game of Renato Sanchez, Pellegrini, and Paredes. That is very, very good stats-wise. Basically, club 90, all of them, nearly. And then Okafor, Lookman, and Berardi up front. I don't think I ever used Berardi, but Lookman was really good for me when I did bring him on as a sub for quite a few games. I don't think he was ever my starter, but what a player. So that's Serie A. Serie A is actually not looking too bad at all. La Liga. All right, it's time for a honey and lemon break. Let those dynamics load in, shall we? This is what I've mustered up for La Liga, trying to get as many good players in positions that I actually own as possible. I realised I got quite a few centre-backs and strikers. Striker, centre-forwards, and centre-backs in this league. So full-backs, I do, of course, have Lucas Vasquez, but he can play right mid in this one. And I do have Tierney if I wanted to play a left-back, right-back combo. The bench is actually kind of stacked. We do have this Mendy as well, like Evo'd. Wonder if we'll ever be able to Evo him again. Maybe to, like, get that dribbling and defending up and then give him a 4th play style. Maybe. Who knows over time. But what 3 centre-backs this is. Koundé, Lindemann, and Araujo, who is actually one of the best on the game. Love him. Love my Modric. Got 440 games with him since the start of TOTS. Quite a lot, actually, isn't it? Probably going to be a similar amount then for, over 400 for Lucas Vasquez. Probably the most expensive red player I've packed this year. Vinicius Jr. Is obviously really, really good. To have finesse and technical is quite rare, and 5-star, quick step as well is useful. What a boy he is. I didn't love him to start with, which was so weird, but then I fully clicked with him, and he is so good. You've just got to use the pace rather than the technical so much. Just do like a step over and then just explode. Use that quick step plus. Joselu, Sorloth, Lewandowski in one of the most brutal attacking forces you're going to see. I really liked Lewa when I was using him. He scored a lot of goals. Joselu was really good or really bad. It was no in between there. And then Sorloth is honestly probably still the best striker on this game for being just that most overpowered, ridiculous, lengthy boy. Just unreal from him. So yeah, that is La Liga. What else have I not done? Have I not done Ligue 1? Do I have a Ligue 1? It's moved because I put Jeffinho into an SBC, didn't I? So let's get rid of this so it's not a concept squad. These are my players on the bench. Obviously, that Kolo Muani, Mikhail Tadze, who could go in over Aubameyang, to be fair. But Aubameyang was pretty good for me for the short time I used him. I just ended up packing more and more good strikers. It is how it is in the summertime of this game. Red Donnarumma 95. I do have a Skriniar that has been upgraded by +1. Mukiele's actually still usable now. He's really good at fullback, despite being 2 play styles. And yeah, he's actually still class. The other day, I did pack myself Ugarte, and obviously last week's Rivals Rewards, a week and a bit ago, we ended up getting ourselves Kefir and Turam. Now, I could have and maybe should have upgraded this Okocha. Please, come on, voice, return to me. This is the last video I've got to film before I go out and fly away, so if I can just last another few minutes, that'd be brilliant. Ludovic Julie was actually class. I think it was the aura of this playstyle that made him really good. And actually, I noticed acrobatic worked with him really well too. So loved using Ludovic Julie for a bit. And then Barcola, we all know this is one of the better cards on the game. He was a shockingly cheap SBC for how good he is, and is probably going to go all the way and get like max upgrades. Unless, of course, Mbappe being out of the group stages hinders them with his broken nose. But what a player he is. And yeah, one of my favourites on this game. Definitely one of the best SBCs this entire year. Red squad. I think after all of the players that I've put into SBCs that are reds, the rubbish ones that I've got rid of, this is what I'm left with. A full starting 11 and a full bench. You can see the players here. Arguably, Stanway goes in over McAllister because she's just brilliant. But in terms of rating, I guess McAllister can go back. Dabinia would go in over Foden for rating, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's just actually a really usable squad. I don't care that it's 19 chem. I bet I could go into games with this and get rage quits because they're all usable, aren't they? They really are. Salah and Vinny are definitely the two best that I've managed to get, followed closely by Foden after I found a new love for him, and also a new love for Araujo, who I have evoed by +1, but is absolutely ridiculous. So, and then of course, shout out to Leif Davis for being an absolute legend, right? So that's the red squad. We must only have one or two left now. An icon team. So this is what I've built for like some of my favorite players from the RTG this year that I have as icons, because I have all of these guys. Oh, didn't notice that we got an upgrade on Davor Shuker. I have these guys. Some of them might be better than others that are in the starting 11. And of course, this is one of probably still my most capped player. Is up there anyway. 899 games with Cafu. What a beast he was. And I didn't even do the SBC for him. I just packed him before the SBC came out. So used him for absolutely ages. That's the honey and lemon gone, ladies and gentlemen. So I better wrap this up, right? A centre-back trio of Blanc, who we had the first version of via the SBC, and then this version, probably actually as a player himself and the various cards he's had, one of my most capped centre-backs. Rio, 869, used him for ages as well. Rio and Blanc were such a staple for me this year. And then Vidic, I think still to this day, the best centre-back I've got in my club. I know there's a better version of him, but this guy just has, as they say, aura. I don't know what she's doing in the team. Barely used her. Actually didn't really like her from what I did use. We should probably give a little bit more props to Sauer. I've had such a love-hate relationship with this card over the year, but genuinely very good. We can all admit it. I had times where I just thought this card was nothing and did nothing. And then sometimes, I mean, I always struggled against her. Always. Franck Ribéry, never really used him. George Best, what a boy. I mean, this was the best card in the game for a while. During Team of the Year, everyone did this SBC and he was unreal. I've had a great time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. What have we got? We've got a bit of lime. Some lime electrolyte drink. Is that going to help me? Sorry, my friends. Kaká. Various cards of him this year. I've loved each and every one of them. I had the Thunderstruck and this one. And this card is awesome. Haven't used it for a while, but my God, I really love using Kaká. A good usable version of Kaká in this game. They did him justice with how good he actually performed versus how he was as a player in real life. I think this year a little bit better than they have done in previous years. And then this Drogba is, of course, a machine. Uh, I think goal to game ratios don't quite mean so much at this stage because I've got so many players everywhere that I'm chopping and changing and scoring with everyone. So he can't get all the goals. But then big shout outs to my favorite player of all time, of course, Zinedine Zidane. Let's hope we can get a better version of him on the RTG for before the end of the game, because it would be a shame that this is the last version of him I could use this year. I haven't used it for such a long time. And then I think the final squad, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be my... Oh, actually, I haven't shown you the Prem, have I? The Prem is really strong. Prem's well strong, actually. Look at that. It could be stronger in the striker department. I know Son is OP, but there are better. This team is nuts. This team is genuinely nuts. Eze could be Foden or Elise or Sterling, or, you know, I've got so many really good players. These are the ones that just fit here. Let's go no loans and Prem. I still got these in my club. Obviously, we just got Kiwior. Man, what a league. Ipswich Town are a part of this next year. Van Dijk, 702 games on him. He was definitely used an awful lot this year. What a boy. But yeah, that's the Prem. And then my main starting 11 to feature some of my favourite players from each and every league and nation or whatever is this right here. Czech in goal has genuinely probably been the best keeper I've used this year. I didn't manage to pack that Schmeichel, and I think he's better than any of the Tots goalies in my opinion. Centre-backs of Araujo and Gvardiol. I love this card. Has it had... So, Davor Schuker got an upgrade, but this didn't get an upgrade for anything yet. So maybe they still need to win. Oh, they drew, didn't they? Yeah. They still need to win. Havertz has held the test of time throughout all of Team of the Season. That was such a worthwhile SBC. And then Joe Gomez. I mean, yeah. What a card. I love him at right back. I love him at centre back. Enzo in the middle to flex. Could be Luca, though, because Luca could and would fit into the centre mid spot. I think I might prefer that, actually, because I do love this Luka Modric. Bentancur is a beast. He's staying in the midfield, I think. And then a front four of Garnacho, Drogba, and then my two best Reds, Vinny and Salah. I mean, come on. What a squad. So that's where we're going to end the club tour for today. Actually, it isn't. It isn't. What we need to do is I need to just start a brand new squad so that you can really see exactly... Oh, I don't want to do it like that. Sorry, this is taking a little longer than expected. Create new squad. Start from scratch. Call it so that we can get rid of loans and just take a look. I'll go from like 90 and above. In case there's players from other leagues, nations that I haven't featured, let's go from here. All right, I see my first gold. So I'm just going to scroll through the pages so you can see other players that I've got in my club. I mean, some of these are probably still usable now. Some of them have never really been usable, but are all just about the rating. And look at some of these cards, man. It's crazy. Like this Brozovic, this is just actually usable. Rabiot, he's got a better version, of course. Eusebio, we've really not mentioned about him. How many games? Over 500 games with Eusebio. Madness. Madness. And Rolfo. Oh my God, Queen Rolfo. How could we forget? What a player. Actually might be the best SBC I did this year. Her and Havertz tied at the top, I think, in my opinion. And now we get to the super high rated stuff, which is looking pretty tidy, innit? Really, really tidy. Yep, Queen Batcher, of course, as well. Diani, I didn't really like that card. I'll be honest. And then the final page, which is this one right here, I believe. Honor Batcher, she deserves some recognition. But yeah, what a club. It will only get better throughout the summer, and I'll do this again towards the end of the series. But for now, my friends, there's probably going to be a little gap in uploads for maybe a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, depending on if I get a chance to make any videos whilst I'm away. But thank you so much for all of your support so far this year. Hit me with a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I'm so sorry that my voice has sounded terrifically horrible, tremendously horrible this episode. Have a great one. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Peace.